Today, we're going to be doing a relationship reading for one of my patrons, whose names are all in this bowl. And I'm going to pick one person, and they are going to receive this reading type. If you're interested in joining the next lottery draw, which is going to be next month, you can join on my website or on Patreon. See the details below. And if you would not like to leave it up to fate, but would like to book this reading type for yourself, you can also do that on my website. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So I'm going to draw one name out of this bowl, and that person is going to receive the reading, today's reading. And it's Simon. Congratulations, Simon. If I'm not mistaken, you are a Patreon supporter of mine. Let's get into your reading without much further ado. Okay, Simon. So I just double checked, and you are the same person who's also subscribed for monthly readings. So congratulations. And now you are receiving a second reading apart from your monthly reading because you've been drawn. And this reading type, the relationship reading, is meant to analyze an already existing relationship in your life. So Simon, I would like to ask you to think of an important person, an important relationship in your life right now. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be also familial or a friendship. It can be a work relationship, something that has great significance at the moment. I'm going to give the cards a good shuffle, and we're going to jump right in. And to everyone else who is still watching, you're welcome to come along for the ride, and perhaps you can notice some patterns or some dynamics that will be interesting to you. But just know that this reading is not specifically meant for anybody else but Simon. And if you would like a personal analysis of one of your relationships, then you can book your own reading. Okay, so the first card is going to represent your energy within the context of this relationship. So this is you, Simon, as energetically depicted by the cards, meaning that you might not necessarily be the same person with other people. This is you specifically in the context of this relationship, and this is them. So seeing this, we can compare sort of the two energies and how they interact. Next is the common ground, the bridge between the two of you. And we're gonna put it here in between the two of you. This is also sort of the basis of the relationship. This is the environment within which it is fostered, and it's kind of the shared space within the relationship. And then another card to represent the purpose of this relationship. What's the reason why this relationship was born, and why is it still relevant, still important? What's the essence of this relationship? And a card for the future. So what future influences are going to come up? So if you're ready, let's see which cards we've got. First off, Empress, representing you. And the Wheel of Chance, representing them, which is already an interesting dynamic. Two major arcana cards facing each other. The shared space is represented by the Ace of Pentacles. The purpose is the Ten of Wands. And the future is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So this is a relationship that I would say, based on the vibe, it's more along the lines of a supportive friendship. I'm not really detecting the romantic element in this. And so the main question seems to be that this whole thing is centered around is duty and responsibility for another person. And also, because we have these two Pentacles cards, there could be kind of a financial aspect to it, in the sense that you might be mutually dependent on one another financially. But all of this is happening in the vein of mutual support. You are represented by the Empress, and the Empress is the card of selfless, sacrificial, unconditional, maternal love. Now, whenever I see the Empress, it indicates to me that the person who is occupying this energetic space has more to give than the other person, which can be a tricky situation. So you are kind of the one who is the rock, who is representing more of the caring, compassionate, patient side. And the other person seems to be represented by the Wheel of Chance, which is kind of changeable. And it's also it's quite possible that this is somewhat of a temporary snapshot of what's going on in the relationship. This person has a lot going on, potentially more than you. Not to say that your life is uneventful or that it's less important, but this person seems to be going through a lot, and but thankfully mostly in a positive sense. So there seems to be a very intense flow to their energy, where things are kind of unpredictable with them, and they are just very kind of elusive to a certain extent, while you represent the Empress, so you represent more stability in the relationship. The shared space. is represented by the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is the card of material opportunity. So what you two have got going on has a lot of positive implications for both of you in the material realm. So both of you, by way of cooperating, by way of joining forces, are creating more and more opportunities for one another. So this is a relationship that is forging a lot of new, otherwise inaccessible opportunities for the both of you. And so the Ace of Pentacles is very promising in the sense that it creates a lot of space for both of you to grow and to achieve very concrete and very great things. So what is the purpose? What is the point here? And here we have the 10 of Wands showing up, which is the 10 of Fire. This is a card that points to the presence of overwhelm, and it's almost kind of like a training ground in many ways. So at times this can be kind of an overwhelming relationship where it's difficult to handle each other, and to me, because of the Empress, it seems as though you are the one who's taking more of a high road most of the time. And the 10 of Wands is elevating, or it's training your capacity for difficulty, for energetic overwhelm. And pretty much the same is true for them. The question is, and the most important thing is, how do you delegate tasks or energetic burdens to one another? Can you work together in such a way that an increased workload, so this might as well be a work relationship, so can it be possible that the workload that is too much for one person can be evenly spread out and delegated to both parties, and with that maneuver both of you could reach or achieve more than you would otherwise staying on your own. So the question is, what's going to happen in the future to this relationship? And it's great to see the Queen of Pentacles, because it's bringing selflessness and generosity to the dynamic of this relationship. So there's more support, more generosity, more leniency towards one another, and more of an effort to feed energetically and financially or materially, to feed one another and to be a supportive presence. So this relationship seems to be full of potential. The only thing I would say that you need to be careful with is to not give so much of yourself that you become resentful. It's important to check constantly if this is a mutually supportive relationship, if there's reciprocity. And I would say for the most part there is, but there might be times when the wheel of chance is making it so that this person is being kind of propelled forward faster than they can catch up with. So it might be an overwhelm in its own right to them. And so energetically, they might have less to give here and there. But it depends. So it depends on when they have that extra energy, do they give it? And I would say that it's very likely that they will. So this seems to be a good and positive relationship. It seems like overall it's going to make both of your lives easier. It's going to bring in opportunities for growth in the material space that you would not have had otherwise. So it's a good collaboration, and it can bring you more stability and more predictability, even though the person who is represented by the Wheel of Chance can be somewhat unpredictable at times. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much to Simon for your long-time support, and thank you to everyone else for also entering the lottery or just watching this video and supporting my channel by subscribing or leaving a like or leaving a comment. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.